Hello and welcome to more Supervive. Today we're going to take a look at Hudson. Now here's all of his abilities in case you want to pause and look at them. Basically he's kind of a stand your ground kind of character. And to be quite frank with you, before we jump into this game, I don't know if he's strong. He's got really good edge guarding and decent consistent damage, but really suffers from range and burst damage, which I think you'll see in today's videos. My teammates are going to be Aluna and Felix. Aluna is a little bunny rabbit that provides healing. She can pick you up if you turn into a wisp. And then of course we have Felix as well, who is an anti-heal engager slash like bruiser with pretty substantial damage. Let's hop in and see how it goes. Alright, so I'm gonna be the drop leader for this game. Immediately I'm checking out the UI. I see there's some gold up here, there's a couple of items down here, there's a missile hatchling that has a displayable respawn, which I don't know if that's really that good, especially in the early game. So I decide, let's try and land near some minions to grab some experience early, and then try to use that to try and snowball. So I think I wound up choosing the bottom right corner. Yeah, here we go. So my idea is we land here, we grab level 2, and then we can move over to the boss drop that has gold to get an early currency lead if there's no enemies. So we want to go here, clear us out and get level 2. I think I left a little bit too early, which I learned today that apparently if you're not next to the minions dying, you actually don't get any of the experience. I thought if I just tagged it and my team finished it there, I'd be good to go, but look, when I leave, I'm level 1 and they hit level 2 without me, and I'm not sure why that was the case, so I guess I need to be a little bit more closer next time. So we learned something new today. Always good to learn. I come over here and I see that there is a Wukong. And Wukong is one of those characters that I don't want to 1v1, right? He does like pretty decent damage, pretty deceptive as well. But once my teammate gets here, we start working on killing this thing here. And you'll see me go into a little barrel mode. You see how it's turning red around my UI? That means that I'm locking myself into a right mouse button. I get extra damage, and I get a little bit of pierce as well, and a little extra range on it. Afterwards, when you do conclude, you will be exhausted, and you can't do any attacks afterwards. So you have to be kind of careful. But the whole idea is that you kind of just hold the front line and control the space around you, and make sure no one flanks fear you. If you are in that mode, you take extra damage behind you, so I gotta be really careful for that. We bit the gauge, and that's gonna be a pretty quick kill on Bishop. I'm not sure what she was doing. Came on in and didn't have a wall for us to be knocked against, so she missed out on a lot of like extra damage that could help her. Then we move straight on in, and this Crystal Lady, I realized I played her today. I find her so weak, so now I just run her down on every comp that I play, and that seems to continue working out. And then next we have the Felix, which is going to be a little fire demon. Wait, it's not Felix. I'm sorry, I saw fire everywhere. I don't know who that was. Who is that? I don't know who that is. I'm going to call him Jimmy. So we got a decent amount of money. Typically in the early game, if you have around $1,000, you can buy a couple of cheap items. I wanted to come down here and see if there's any passes, but it looked like that was already grabbed or nothing spawned there. So I decided to go ahead and leave and move over to the top left corner. But typically what you're trying to do is get to level 6, which we already have, and then just farm any money. Now I show up here and I see another party as well, another Wukong. By the way, Wukong is being played by everybody. He seems to be really strong. And then I put a wall behind her Bunny. Bunny has a really hard dash that allows for her to go quite far, so if you see her dash away, there's no point in trying to chase her, right? Unless you have a flank guard setting up. I'm gonna go ahead and skate here. I just wanted to do it. It looked cool. And then I ping my teammates. All right, we gotta spend our money here. Remember in our video yesterday where we died because we didn't spend our money? We're gonna do that here. I do have a couple of items that I've already unlocked. I don't think I actually used the first item that I bought, but I think it's meant to like blow people away. And then I grab Last Rites. I don't know what the good build is in this character yet, but Last Rites essentially when you get low on HP, it gives you a shield, I think, and gives you like lifesteal and a little bit more damage. It's more of like a last stand kind of item, and I was like, you know what, I have level 2 on it, and it might be pretty good on this character, so I picked it up, and we're gonna go ahead and run it. For now, we're kind of hunting, looking around, trying to keep our levels up, trying to keep our money up. We did spend a lot of money there, and we don't have all of our items yet. Like, I'm missing boots at the moment, and I would love a better shield, of course. And then I want to replenish my armor and health pods, right? Which does cost a pretty penny as well. I think they're 400 a piece on the armor and 200 on the healing. So we come on in here, we see another team is set up. I go ahead and drop down my walls behind him, make it hard to escape. My Felix goes in for a hard engage. He pulls him into the center. I just stay on one target and focus it. My healer was doing a great job of keeping us alive. Then we turn around and find our second pick. And then I start this Guardian because I want to find some cash. But you see that bird? That means a Shyke, I think is her name is. The most broken character in the game. Was taking some shots at us, so we all have to turn around and focus her down. She has really good long range and really good damage. A lot of her abilities have wind up, but you got to get her on your screen to keep an eye on her. But I think she's really, really, really strong and really annoying. She can just take one person away really quickly from the fight, and suddenly you're at a number disadvantage. Trying to keep an eye on this bunny here. Moving over to the right. Again, I never want anyone behind me, so you'll see me always positioning to watch the flanks. As long as no one gets behind me, I don't take too much damage. We'll go ahead and go for the Wukong, and they get cleared up. This Felix is doing such a great job. I didn't realize how good of a job he was doing in our game. Look at him, man. He's just cooking. He's a cooker. Once you find one or two picks in the early game, there's no point in trying to chase an entire team unless you think you can wipe them. Because they're going to respawn anyway, so I grab the money, and then I ping my team off. I'm like, all right, guys, let's go. We need to get up here. We want to go to the shop. We want to buy things. We want to stock up. That's pretty much been my entire strategy with this game. Is I just straight up farm as much as I can, get to the max level, and then try to make sure I have an item advantage in most fights. And it seems to be working. Like I'm getting top 4 in a lot of scenarios. As long as my teammates don't run it down and I don't run it down, all is pretty well. Which, to be fair, sometimes you do just run it down this game. Legendary armor is pretty nice to have, and I see that it's available to us, and if we hurry, we can get it pretty quickly before the circle does come in, so we head that way. Oh, one thing too, they talk about this in the tutorial, but I started doing it a lot more, where you'll just jump and make sure to feather your glider. You actually can go down a little bit, and then come back up, and you can kind of extend the life of your glider. So like here, I think I actually drop it. Do I drop it here? Yes, I drop it, feather down, find something to hop on top of, and then you can use your dash. So pretty cool to use your movement speed here. We do wind up showing up when I want to grab this gold armor and find another target here. It's gonna Felix. I want to put a wall behind him so his team can't follow with him, and he actually walls himself out, and then my bunny comes in and knocks him down. That was so sick. At this point, just a number advantage. I can play the side angle, watch the corner, another knock coming in. I think that one was from Felix. Beautifully done. Find a couple of quick picks. And then I wanted to get that golden armor, but I was like, wait a minute, was it here? I actually didn't realize it's in the top right corner, but at this point, it's too late. The circle is coming in. There's no way I can clean that up fast enough. And I already got a blue, so I don't need to really risk it, right? So off we go. Let's head on over to the Bridge of Trains. I went and checked the minimap. I have something I started doing after my last video. You guys saw me get ran over by that train. So now I always check my minimap to see where it's at. It will yell things like train, be careful, but you never know. You want to be careful, dude. Trains come at you fast. That's just kind of how life is, right? So at this point, we have 7 takedowns, which is pretty darn good. We are in top 8. As you can see in the top right corner, if we were to get knocked out now, we would still get plus 12 RP and continue climbing, which means I'm about to be out of bronze. And moving into silver. I did play a lot of Crystal, as mentioned earlier, and I didn't think she was that good. I might put a video out, because I just want to see what people think about the character, but I think she's super weak in a solo queue environment. My Felix goes in, perfect engage, so I just come in, I put down a couple of walls behind it, making it hard for him to be engaged on by any melees. And then we walk up and find another pickup. Beautiful surround there, as Happy Monkey 1 is going to go down. And what I should be doing is actually checking these carts a little bit better to make sure that I am getting my boots. But I actually wanted to find this third person and try and get the full kill. So I walk over and I actually think I find a different team. So I pull back to my team, dodging out in that big shot that he was putting out. They move forward, and one of our teammates actually gets picked here pretty hard. But this is actually a benefit of having the bunny on your team. She can pull people towards them and ult them to revive them. So I'm just trying to buy time and create space. And eventually she gets revived, and then my Phoenix goes back in, pops his ultimate, and he just does so much damage. He's doing such a great job on this team, and we wipe them all. So Bunny probably going to be an important healer if you do want to play anybody in this game. Her ability to res from afar, and then she can also just straight up run over people and then respawn them on her person. And combine that with her mobility, and she is quite good. Okay, so at this point, we're getting everyone healed up. I'm looking good on all my items, I feel like. I have a little bit of Omnivan backed in. I also have that little green thing in the bottom right corner. That green thing is actually a mana item that gives you HP. I just picked something to get myself a little bit tanky. I didn't know what to build on this character. If you have any suggestions, I am more than open to comments. Alright, so we clear this out. Looking pretty good. We do need to fill up our passives. So I'm going to run over here and start getting this popped out. There was a augment this game that if you go to shops, you can buy a passive for $4,000, and typically they're a pretty strong one. So we'll see if we grab that one later on. It's actually a pretty good augment. I like that one, because I do feel like in the late game you started floating a lot of gold, and there's not really much to spend your gold on. So having different shops with different passives feels like a great solution to me. Okay, so far we're in the top 4. We're gonna get plus 47 RP if we win here. And this is where I felt like this character kind of fell off a lot. I thought he'd be stronger in the end game when there's less areas for us to be in, but I realized that like he just gets poked out so hard. Now that it might just be because of our composition is very dive heavy. We kind of have to commit fully. But you'll see here we kind of slow down the action a lot, and we decided to try play around the circle a little bit. Just trying to grab every farm we can, get as strong as possible for the end game. And our max level is currently at level 11, and remember, when the next day starts, that level will be able to be increased. So we're kind of just waiting for that to happen. Ooh, we did find some items over here. I think I came over to look at it as well. Anything we can get? We got boots. Nah, nothing really. I'm kind of just chilling. My main concern is I need to fill out my armor spots, and I am able to do that here. Also, this guy seems to have really weird terrain issues. You notice that like I keep getting stuck on things, especially like stairs. Oh, there was one of those things. We got legendary armor actually for 4K. That was one of the augments, which was nice. He gets stuck on stairs all the time. I don't know if it's because he's a large lad or what, bro. Or if we were just having like server issues today. But I kept finding myself getting stuck consistently. It was really weird. Alright, so I run over here and we're going to start the sonar up. And just scouting for any enemies, trying to get an idea where they're at. We would love to hunt people down. In my opinion, I'd rather hunt down crews that are like trying to hide or shooting these bushes, because you can actually hide in bushes in this game. I'd rather like hunt down crews so I don't get third party, because I find that that's where I die most of the time, is when I get third party by someone. So you'll see me usually play a little bit on the Griffin side or try to ping my teammates solo queue to move over. We did just see that little pink circle in the top left corner on the minimap. That means a boss was just cleaned up and that entire area has become toxic to walk into. The abyss has spread. I don't know why they do that, but usually you can get an idea of like whether another enemy is there. We do see on the minimap top right that there was people coming in, so I go ahead and throw down a couple of these real quick. Try and zone them out, and I actually get one picked off with a grounded. My little barbed wire fence on the edge of the wall will instantly ground them, and if they're not landing correctly, they just get killed right away. So that's what happened there. There was one that escaped, and I was like, maybe we should chase this guy. I'm not sure. But I'm not sure if we decided to go for that. Because if you leave one, they can respawn it, right? It only takes one person, and maybe now is the time for us to be chasing. It looks like we pull off to the side, though, and I see a couple more white lines popping up here on the minimap. So I'm looking around, trying to get an idea of where they're at. I'm actually crouching here. Crouching gives you a little bit more vision. And I was like, oh, this is actually a good scenario, right? If I'm able to barb wall off things and put myself in a scenario where, like, the opponent has to walk through my barbed wire. Pretty nice. Felix, however, just decides to run it down once again, just charging forward. So I start to put damage on the support. If I can get the support down, usually most teams are going to fall apart. And then we move over to the Wukong, get hit cleaned up. And then we see him escaping. He was able to jump on top of one of those bikes. And those are actually impossible to chase. They're way too fast unless you have your own. So I hop on one and I just started speed boosting towards it. Let's see if we can get this guy. We walk up and he was ready for it, dude. He immediately Z-lined out. I should have just stayed with it. Maybe kind of kept chasing the entire time. If you have someone in the back, they can use their abilities and shoot. We run through here and I'm like, all right, maybe we should just go to a safe spot. I don't want to get in a situation where we get picked off. We're taking a little bit of damage. Let's heal up. I even boost into a wall there in my pure panic. Felix was doing a good job of hunting, and he finds the other targets here, so I decided to go ahead and run around. I want to make sure that if we do get into a brawl, that it's a brawl that we can win. So I toss down my wall, start working on the bunny. Bunny is currently locked out, and then the moment they delete my other one, I go ahead and put down another one. So he's really good at sectioning off teams. The problem is you need some kind of damage to clean it up. Oh my god, what a great engagement with this Felix. We see their Felix come in for an engage behind us. I just want to peel him off and then go over and help out with my teammates, right? Bunny's kind of squishy. I want to keep him alive. Throw down wires. I'm just zoning. And then once they go for a hard engage, I come over and help out. Start getting some damage. And that's that Shirai character, right? You see how she's able to just like get away and grab range and shoot? Oh, she's so strong. Another team comes in for a third party, so we try to just hold them off, fend them off. I get pushed into the abyss. I'm like, oh crap. So I pull back. Then I want to stand in front of my Felix. Just make sure that he can heal up. Do just fine. Bunny comes over, provides a heal. So I'm a pretty good wall. I do feel pretty good about this. Like, if I have damage behind me, most people don't want to approach. We do find one pick. And that guy is able to get out once again. I wonder if I should have chased there. I went for an execute because I haven't seen it before. Look at this thing. That's such a brutal execute. Oh, I guess this is his ultimate. I should be talking about that. His ultimate, whenever you shoot it out, if they're below 50% health, they automatically get executed, and you give your teammates near you armor. That's kind of his whole thing. Okay, so the Abyss is coming in, and we have to go to the circle. There are still 3 teams, by the way. We have killed 2 people on 3 teams multiple times, but 1 continuously gets away and is able to respawn. Like, our chase on this comp is not good at all, right? So I think if you're going to play this character, maybe get someone that can find a chase, maybe a melee user, or perhaps maybe I should find some more tools to be a bit quicker. Go ahead and buy another passer there. That gets a little bit of ability haste, which is going to give me more of these little Qs that I'm throwing down, some barbed wire. So the max level here is level 13, and we are level 14, but I'm going to go help my teammates clean this up. Just looking around, trying to see if we can find any items. Sometimes you get keys to drop for that red chest, and that red chest has really good items in it, but I didn't have any of those available to me.
Enemy Oracle online.
New item that dropped is going to be some cash. And I'm thinking, all right, we need to stock up and try to hold this top right base up here. That's what I'm thinking. So I run over. It's currently red, which means it is somebody's. I put a wall in front of me, and then I put a wall on top of it in case they decide to teleport in. And then as long as I max out on shield and stuff, I'm pretty happy. And then that's my end game. I'm like, all right, I'll play the circle. I'm going to try and play this down here and try to just keep buying through armor and keep trying to chip them out, right? Felix goes for a hard engage. We're able to get around and get some damage on top of the Felix here. He's pretty low on HP. We find the pick. And I want to go over and fully extend, but I got to be careful because Shrike can actually shoot you down. I think it's her name, Shrike. She can shoot you down with 1 shot and ground you with her sniper ability, which is just so rough. Okay, team's able to get in there and get a respawn in. We come back and we got to heal. And look at the damage he's putting out, man. And we just can't approach this character. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to throw a couple of walls at her and then just try to grab this circle. Let's go ahead and restock on my armor, and then we'll try and just get her stuck in a small circle area, right? Eventually, she's going to have no space where she can keep running. We do realize that one of them has ran up here at the top left, so I actually move up here. I grab this, and then go ahead and shoot it, turn it into a nuke. I'm trying to push him into a corner, and then shoot the other one. And my hopes that they have to walk into the abyss, and they're in a weird spot. I think I should have waited a little bit longer for that strategy. It didn't go out as well as I thought it would. Good damage so far.
Base camp lost.
All right, and you see how we just can't push across these corners. There's a Wukong there. There's also a, I think his name is Olaf? Oath, maybe? I think it may be Oath. And he has like a hammer, so he can kind of knock you if you jump over. So we're just being really, really careful. Little wall has been built up by our teammates, which you love to see. I was hoping she was by herself, and then I realized our entire team rotated down. I'm like, man, we're pinned between 2, so I start pulling back. I'm like, I don't want to push into that, because then the other team can come in and third party us. So we run over here, and we're like, hopefully we get a good circle. If we get a good circle, then we'll be okay. And then they have to come to us across the bridge and start walling up. We're putting down all of our walls, and then look at the circle! Oh my god. The circle scams us. And now we're in a really, really weird spot. So I push across because I'm the one that has to get vision. And I'm just going to try and like separate them, try to get the fight. This is going to be a moonstone that's going to root me. And look at that damage. It just pokes through my armor so quickly, dude. Oh my god, I hate it. I hate it. It was so hard to break into, man. And I just feel so weak on this character that way, right? I hop in this bush, and I go ahead, and if you crouch, you're actually invisible, and we realize they came out behind us. My team just goes for a hard engage, and I'm like, shoot, we have to go for it. So I step up, take a lot of damage, which is going to prevent me from getting healed up. I kite over to the right, and I was trying to help out with this Felix, but then the other team is coming in from underneath, and I'm like, oh no, 2 of my teammates are dead. I'm like, shit, they got picked off too quickly. So I start trying to return it out, and I just can't do anything. Get knocked to the ground. Maybe I can get some help here. Nope. We get picked off, and we'll be taking 3rd place in the match. Thank you guys for watching. If you're enjoying the Supervive content, make sure to like and comment below, and I'll see you guys next time. Who should I try out? Let me know. Ooh, we did some decent damage though. 24K, not too bad.